Wolverines are a whole other mood. And no, I don't mean Hugh Jackman or some three-pronged-claw character that only exists in the Marvel Universe. I'm talking about the real-life Wolverine, the big bad brother of the honey badger from the north. But why are they called the big bad brother of the honey badger? And if they both got in a fight, who would win? We'll let you be the judge of that. Let's get into it. These feisty creatures may look like miniature bears or jumbo-sized koalas, but there's nothing cute and cuddly about the Wolverine. What you're looking at is a cold-blooded killing machine responsible for countless homicide cases in the wild. I mean, they literally woke up and chose violence on the daily. It may not have been fast healing powers and adamantium retractable claws, but it does have a keen sense of smell and jaws that house some pretty dangerous weapons. It's the boogeyman the deer dread, and even goats cower in fear when the Wolverine comes on scene. Check out how this Wolverine goes about his day with a goat's head in its mouth like it's nobody's business. Nothing to see here, it's just a Wolverine having takeout. Before you ask why the Wolverine can't just let go of what's left of the goat, I want you to understand these predators don't do leftovers. They eat everything, flesh, bones, and even the teeth of their game. Furthermore, they have specialized molars at the back of their mouths, enabling them to tear frozen meat off bones from frozen carcasses, which they can smell even when buried 6 feet beneath the snow. Trying to hide food from the Wolverines like trying to hide the sun from the sky. It's simply impossible. Though they have poor eyesight because of their small eyes, they make up for it with their unique sense of smell. They're so good at this, they even refrigerate their kills in the snow. I wonder who told them keeping carcasses in the snow will help preserve them. That's a question for another day. In addition, because their teeth and jaws allow them to eat all parts of the animal like a piece of biscuit, they've been likened to hyenas. The Wolverine is a member of the Mustelidae family. In fact, they're the largest of them. And if there's something that we can all agree on about this family, they all love food and would readily eat more than their own body weight in one go. But of course, the Wolverine takes all that to another level. The Wolverine has been depicted as a food monger. Scientists thought it wise to name them gulo gulo, which comes from the Latin word gulo, meaning glutton. Pretty sick, right? Along with their ferocious temper, something we attribute to Marvel's Wolverine as well, the Wolverine has a ferocious appetite. When they eat voraciously and quickly, consuming all in front of them. And surprisingly, this habit leads to scarcity of food in their habitat. It's almost like they're rehearsing for the world's pie-eating championships. Apart from their insatiable hunger for food, Wolverines have one of the biggest reputations in the wild. Other animals have been told about the ferociousness of the Wolverine so many times they'd rather not cross paths with the devil bear. Who told them about its ferociousness? I don't know. I don't speak animal, at least not yet. But what I do know is that those that don't heed that warning and go up against the Wolverine don't usually come out on top. It's almost like every time you fight against a Wolverine, the odds always favor the Wolverine to win. With just an average height of about 34 inches and a weight of about 70 pounds, you wouldn't expect the Wolverine to take on animals like bears, wolves, reindeer, and moose and win, but they somehow do. They send bears up the trees and brutally assault wolves. 2 wolves? Bring it on. Even if they're confronted by a dozen dogs, they don't budge or cower in fear. Why would any dog in its right mind want to fight a Wolverine in the first place? As for the reindeer and moose I mentioned, it doesn't matter how much faster or bigger they are. Once the Wolverine has its eyes locked in them, it's gonna bring them down, no matter how long it takes. If they can bite down on their throat, it's good night and game over. You see, one of the strengths of the Wolverine is that it doesn't tire out easily. And it's a very spirited hunter that doesn't stop until it catches its prey. Imagine trying to outrun an enemy that doesn't stop coming at you. Earning such a status means they can displace any predator off their meal. Take for instance, in this clip, this cougar is about to lose its meal to this mean critter. It even tries to kill the cougar after making sure it'll spend the rest of the day on an empty stomach. That's pretty cold, bro. Stealing food from other predators is just one of the things the Wolverine does. It can also comfortably take down a full-grown caribou, or on other days, take down a mature reindeer in the thick of winter. With all the hype we've given to the Wolverine, is it fair to call them the big brother of the honey badger? You'd agree the honey badger is a pretty badass animal too, right? Well, for one, Wolverines are bigger than the honey badger. And if the fight were to be down to size, the Wolverine would win by a country mile. But fighting isn't always about size. The honey badger boasts some impressive features even the Wolverine would envy. It has a way tougher skin. And I don't just mean that literally. Along with its near impenetrable hide, the honey badger has loose skin that allows it to rotate at will and strike its would-be attacker. Both animals would readily take on animals several times their size and have quite the reputation among other animals. But taking a closer look at that would swing the odds in the honey badger's favor, as they've been known to attack animals by biting their balls, which the wolverine dangles between its legs. Take the fight to the wolverine's terrain, and the honey badger wouldn't last up to 5 minutes in the cold, unforgiving weather of the Arctic. Although the wolverine's skin isn't the strongest, it provides enough insulation from the cold, enabling the wolverine to go a whole year without hibernating, a feat even the polar bear can achieve. Another trait both animals share is their ability to give off a strong, offensive smell when they feel threatened. So while the wolverine shares a lot of traits with the honey badger, which is your favorite? And which would you pick to win if a fight was staged between both animals? Catch you later.